Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about how to use Pic Collage to design. On my iPhone, I'm using Pic Collage, the app. Click and open the app, and then at the bottom you'll see the plus sign. You'll click on it to start a new collage. I chose the grid option up here instead of freestyle. Then looking at the different sizes of grids, I wanted to match the blanket shape that I want. So at the very top, looking at the different sizes, I chose a rectangle because I want my blanket to be a rectangle. If you wanted a square blanket, you could choose a square. Then scrolling down, these are all the different ways you could put photos into a rectangle. I scrolled down until I found one that had the same size squares all throughout the entire screen. And there's one in the middle that I like, so I clicked on it. Each square is where a photo will go. But first I'm going to choose background on the bottom, and then I'm going to choose a color will be black from the color options. And that's the color, like if I was putting all my squares together with black yarn, that's gives me the background. Then I'm going to click on an individual square and choose the photo option. It'll take me to my photos on my phone. I'll scroll and find the photo that I want and click it, and it'll paste immediately into that block. Then I go to the next block and do the same thing. Click it and choose photo. It'll take me to my photo on my camera roll, and I click the photo I want and paste it. I will do this again and again for every photo, for every square, so that I only made the motif once and took one photo of it, but I'm going to paste it 12 times in this example so that I can see what it looks like when it's all together as if the blanket were already done. So this can save me a lot of time. Instead of making 12 squares, I can just make one. So it saves a lot of yarn also. So I just take one photo, and when I take the photo, I crop it as close to fill the frame as possible. And on my iPhone, I chose, when you go to take a photo, you can actually decide if it's going to be a portrait or if it's going to be a square. And so I chose a square because my motif is a square. So I didn't want any extra background around my square. I wanted my square to completely fill the frame. And that makes a perfect photo to use to plug into these square units on Pic Collage. So after I have chosen my photo and placed it 12 times, filling up each square, then that gives me a sense of what the blanket would look like if I used that square in all of those spots. Now I'll either screenshot it or save it with the upper right hand corner and save it to my library. I can also then email it to myself or send it as a message to myself, but often I'll just screenshot it so that I have it for later. Then I can either go back with the arrow in the upper left-hand corner and re-edit it if I want, or I can save it in the upper right-hand corner and start a new collage. So if I wanted to edit this one, I could do that. So now editing this one, I can tap on each individual photo, and I can, with my 2 fingers, place both fingers in the same square and rotate the square if I want the photo turned a different direction. So in this way, I can pretend that they are just squares on the floor, and I can just turn them different directions and see how they look. So it's a little tricky. The smaller the squares get, the harder it is to get 2 fingers in there to get them to orient the way you want them to. But go to each individual photo and turn it the way you want, and you can begin to see different ways that it will look when you change it up. Also, when you click on an individual square, it gives you the editing menu, so you can change the brightness, or you can change the size, or you can delete the photo. So the little pencil pops up, and that means edit. So it'll give you the options. So you can play around with how you want to twist and turn so that you get different effects, so that you know how you're even going to lay out your blanket. So also the little fill button will make the square bigger and fill the whole little space. Then you can also put in a different square if you want to see like the difference between, like some of these I put like orange and then purple and then red and then black, but I had also made a motif and I made it orange and then red and then purple and then black. So then I could put in that one instead and see how it looks compared to the other one. So I really even only made the motif once, and then I ripped back and changed the color order. But you can kind of play with it and see what you think. So the little scissors is to cut, and you can, the fill is to fill the space, and then you can delete the photo if you want to empty that space and put in a different photo. But these are all just really easy things to do. And then you can always just screenshot it if you want, or you can save it to your collages, or you can use the upper arrow in the upper left to go back. Now on the bottom you can also see that you can add text and add stickers if you want, but this is just to help me lay out motifs where I don't have to actually make 12 two different color, sequences and see what they look like. So after I've made a couple of them, I might even go and make a new collage and put them side by side to compare them. So let's see, here I am putting in a new photo, going back and using the same photo over and over again. So you can see how you just put two fingers on the photo and twist as if you're kind of like grabbing them with tongs, if you can imagine. Okay, so this is still just playing with different photos. Back in the old days, I used to make a photo or make one motif, and I would photocopy it on my copy machine, or I'd scan it on my copier, and I would print out like a whole bunch of them on my color copier and then cut them out and stick them down with tape. So this is a whole lot more economical. You can also see there that I had made one with an orange background instead of black, so I could see what that looked like. And here I chose a new background where only 2 photos, so that I could put side by side the one example that I made, and then on the right I'll click on that box and choose a new photo and choose the other one, so I can see side by side what 2 different formats might look like, so that I can decide which one I like better. Anyway, I hope you like this quick little introduction to using Pic Collage for your design. I do this a lot and I find it fun, and it's like a game, but it's a good way to use up your time so that you're efficient and don't waste yarn or money or anything, and you can end up with a project that you want, having a sense of what it looks like ahead of time. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. Thanks so much. Bye.